you doing? I'm James Whitaker. We're down here in the Golf Shack. I'm with James Savage, the equipment editor of National Club Golfer, and we're going to talk about the brand new Callaway Big Bertha Fusion driver.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look straight away. I think a little bit about the head cover first. This definitely seems to be the way that manufacturers are going to this sort of clean leather one piece, easy on off style. So yeah, I think that
straight feedback is better than the knitted things, isn't it? That we're
yeah,
tearing away.
I think so, and I think we've seen it from TaylorMade, we've seen it from Titleist. This is the way forward. It looks so much smarter.
It's great for branding as well, isn't it?
Absolutely. It just gives it that added appeal. And people would often say to me, "Who gives a toss about the head cover?" And I think, well, it's a £350 driver, and if it's got a bit of a tatty head cover, straight away you're not feeling like you're getting that value for money. But I think with these, it's adding to the premium level of the product.
So it gets the thumbs up then, yeah.
So you're nice and easy to take off. Okay, Big Bertha Fusion. Callaway say that this driver is mainly about high MOI and forgiveness, improved performance on off-centre strikes.
Yep.
Which sounds good, doesn't it? I mean, just a little bit on forgiveness. Obviously, for someone like myself, 17 handicapper, I need forgiveness. Tour players, do they need forgiveness as well?
Certain club head speeds, bad drivers of the ball, yeah. But I would say a tour player would swing it too quick. Maybe this type of product. But we'll talk about that as we go into the detail on it, I suppose.
Absolutely. So how have they added all this forgiveness? Well, just look at the shape of it now. You can get a really good idea of that it's almost a triangular in shape, where you can see that all the weight has been dragged low and back.
I mean, it is quite shaped, isn't it? Compared to most drivers, that is. It
is.
That's really, really pointy at the back.
It strikes you straight away
as
being different. We have seen drivers like this from Callaway before. If you think back to like the FT drivers, that this isn't the first time that this has been done, but we've seen this from Callaway, like with their steelhead irons and hybrids. They're almost going back to successful models, bringing them back and then adding the new technology into it, just to get all those sort of ball speed benefits and fast face and adjustability, all things like that. So the key things here, technology-wise, of how they've able to kind of get so much weight low and back, it's all to do with the new materials that they're using in the crown. They're a hell of a lot lighter than materials that they've used in the past. So all the weight savings that they make, they can put that to get that centre of gravity low and back, as you can see here. So, and
that's advanced over what, 20 years, would you say, this carbon crown?
Yeah, it's something that we've seen for a while, and it's continually developing. What we're seeing now, a lot of drivers are these like multi-material, light carbon, materials and things like that, which is just really allowing them to play around with the weight, put the weight where they need it most, making a lot of weight savings in the crown area and things like that, putting it all towards the soul of the club, and that gives it that low and back centre of gravity, which will add to forgiveness and will add ball speed on miss hits. You see that the more sort of compact heads for like the better players, that they're a lot more rounded in shape, aren't they? And it does seem to be, you think of other sort of forgiving drivers like things like Ping G30 and drivers like that. You can almost see that weight like being stretched back. So, but Callaway are not saying that this is just a driver for the high handicappers. They are saying this is sort of forgiveness for all abilities. But you're still thinking when if they're making a forgiving driver, you think it's mainly aimed at people who aren't hitting the middle of the club face too often.
Well, especially with the shape there, it's increasing the moment of inertia, isn't it? Sweet spot's going to get bigger, so you're going to get more joy if you miss-hit it. So
absolutely, they say that the moment of inertia on this driver is extremely high, like right up there, with any driver on the market. It's not adjustable in the way that it's not got a weight track or anything like that. There's no adjustable sort of like weight movements on there, and that actually allows them to keep that MOI really high. And MOI it's sort of like resistance to twisting. It's essentially it's forgiveness. It's improved performance if you don't strike it out the middle. Resistance to twisting, like I say. So another thing on here, technology-wise, is now this is something that we saw on the Callaway XR16 range. This sort of speed step crown with these sort of unusual markings on the top. This came from some work that actually did with Boeing to get more aerodynamics and improve that club head speed. These sorts of things that added forgiveness, added club head speed. Again, to me, it's about help. It's like that helping golfers, helping club golfers, helping your mid to high handicappers get a bit more speed, get a little bit more distance. So I mean, just from your initial impressions, from the people you work with, what sort of players do you think this drive is going to benefit?
Me personally, I would say mid handicappers. It's got to be aimed at that range. we need to see it perform.
Yeah.
But, you know, but what they're saying and what they're giving us in terms of data and what they've tested it for, it's perfect for that guy who doesn't find the driver straight out of the middle, you know, needs a little bit of help. And I would say more often than not that is a mid-handicapper.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I don't think you'll be fitting this into a scratch golf for someone who's really good with clubhead speed.
No.
But with the right shaft and with whatever, you don't know. So,
yeah. I think you wouldn't rule it out for anyone, would you? but yeah, I think I'll totally agree. For me, like 17 handicapper, I've been testing this out on the course just now. This is why I'm a little bit warm, because I've been hitting a few shots of it and getting on really well with it. Like initial impressions that, you know, right out the middle, it's like that's gone a mile, and you know, one's out the heel, which is where I tend to hit it. You know, still been quite impressed with the distance. My initial impressions are, I mean, I really like that, and the shaft's quite good for me as well. It's a fairly low launching shaft.
There's an option on the shaft as well that's an inch shorter.
Yes.
Which is quite a big. I really like that idea.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of people don't understand how short a Tour Pro's driver is.
Yeah.
Because they generate so much power.
Yeah.
They don't actually need
that extra
they don't need
length.
that extra
Do
length.
you think as a fitter as well, that kind of gives you the option of getting it dialed in a little bit better for particular people?
Definitely, yeah. I just think it's going to help them. It's more of a freewood length.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know,
easier to control.
I hit my freewood, you know, how many times you hear it an amateur golfer? You know, I hit my freewood great, but I can't hit driver. Well, you know, then all of a sudden you put a 3-wood shaft in it, you've got the, you know, they've got the forgiveness of a driver head, which is what this driver's all about, you know, and you've got a good product, hopefully. The
proof will be in the pudding. If you want someone to test it on off-centre strikes, I'm your man. So I'll have a look at some TrackMan data and see. You know, we'll monitor the strike as well. We'll see where I'm hitting it and see if, you know, how, you know, if my, you know, overall dispersion, like front to back dispersion, remains pretty tight regardless of where I'm hitting it. So should be quite interesting to see.
Good stuff. Right, let's go and head over to the driving area and hit some shots. Okay, so we've now moved over to the hitting area. We've got the TrackMan, we've got the driver. So James is going to hit a couple of shots for us. And let's see what the numbers come out with and see how it performs for you.
Yeah, like I say, I hit it a few times on the course and was quite impressed with it, but what looks like a good shot on the course, TrackMan will sometimes tell you it's not the best shot in the world. But I mean, I'm looking for, like, if I can get it to carry like 220, that's like a really good shot for me. So
right, okay.
Let's see if we can get half this shot. Yeah, very different head shape, trying to get used to that, but not offensive. Good strike, somewhere near the middle, but it's a pull. That one felt quite nice.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I mean, you can see there the ball flight was just a little bit off in terms of direction, but in terms of trajectory, spin, loads better. So you're right in what you were saying before, though. You know, you can tell you're not quite catching out of the middle, and then your ball speed jumps up to where you're really comfy, aren't you?
Yeah. So like
you're up at 145, 150, and that's kind of where you like to be.
It's got the sort of the distance that I would kind of expect the carry,
definitely.
but it's just
because the launch, because the spin and the height was all working forwards. You've got a good carry and good rollout, haven't you? It's just,
so I just need
the direction there.
Yeah. Okay. Again, that's a bit higher than I'd like. Strike a little bit too close to the crown. Feels nice though.
It's done all right. It's carried 210.
Yeah.
Just a bit spinny. I mean, what I'm seeing here from a fitting point of view is maybe because the CG is so far back, and it's pretty solid there, that might just be a bit too much loft for you. You know what I mean? So you could probably take that down. I know that head you can take it down. 1 to 2 degrees. So.
Well, I'm 10.5 here. The last driver got fitted to was 8.5. So
that would explain, you know, maybe the slightly higher ball flight then, especially with the CG being further back.
Yeah, because you often see the lower spinning drivers there where they've got the weight like forward.
Mate,
trying to hit it too hard.
Can I pop that down the loft?
Yeah.
Because this would then be really interesting to see if it does. There you go, bud.
So we've got a little less loft now.
Nice shot.
Better strike. Still quite high, but struck it a little bit nearer to the middle.
Yeah, I mean, we're just taking a degree of loft off there, but straight away the spin's come down.
Yeah.
You know, it's down to 3.5. So that's kind of moving forwards is a little bit more manageable. So like you say, 8.5 would be pretty good for you there.
Yeah. So that was the sort of shot that I could live with on the golf course.
Yep.
No problem. It's getting a bit too much height for me really, but the strike there, that was actually a lot closer to the middle.
Yeah, same again.
It's too much spin.
Too much spin, yeah. But if you look at, you know, our dispersion patterns there, which is kind of all you're ever looking at with a driver, yeah, there's a bit too much spin, but you haven't missed a fairway.
Yeah,
You know, so at the end of the day, you're maybe not getting the optimal rollout.
Yeah.
But so far, you know.
Yeah. And we've had a variety of strikes as well. And the fact that we're not getting any that are missing massively is positive.
Yeah.
And you know, like that high spin, it's as much to, I know it's as much to do with technique as it is with the driver. But yeah, I'll be happy with that dispersion.
Yeah,
it's not
dispersion's great there, isn't it?
It's not going to it's going to put you in play. Probably still, you know, have a good chance at reaching the green in 2. Let's see if we can hit one out the middle. Get a decent.
Better swing.
Yeah, I was out a lot closer to the middle of the club. Felt nice and solid.
Yeah, that's cracking that.
And there we go. So carry 228, total 243. Have we got ball speed 142? So that's all kind of working for me, really, isn't it? Yeah, that's the best one I've hit there, and I felt that was one. If anything, that's one I hit right out the middle.
Yep.
I've got the extra carry. The ones where I didn't hit out the middle, still on the fairway. Yeah, it's a little bit, you know, a little bit too much spin.
But as a dispersion pattern there, you'd be.
Yeah, I'd be very happy with that. You know, I'm not probably on the fairway every time, so that's good, and
something to build on.
Yeah, so you know, initial reactions are it's going to work. This would work for me definitely. That spin rate is a little bit high again. Not custom fit for this driver, and just by making a little tweaks there, James has knocked a bit of loft off, and straight away we're seeing instant results. So with a proper fitting, you know, again, that's just a snapshot of what you can benefit from a good custom fit with a good fitter like James. So you know, we'd probably try some more shafts as well, you know, and get around this. This might be quite a high-ish sort of spinny shaft for me as well. So, but yeah, all in all, I'll take that. You know, 245 yards. Yeah, that's good for me. Can't really get much better with my swing at the moment. So yeah, pretty good.
Good stuff. Okay, James. So we got some good numbers there on the TrackMan. For me, just looking at the numbers all the way through, I thought the ball speed, you know, throughout was pretty consistent. Yeah. Even those miss hits, which tells you it's doing what it kind of, you know, they're preaching.
Absolutely. I think for me, the key thing that I'll look at when I test out a driver is that ball speed number, and you know, the proof was in the pudding here. I was getting up to numbers that I know are really good to me. Anything that gets up towards 150 miles an hour ball speed, I know is doing a good job. So yeah, you know, that's the massive tick for me. I think that head shape might take a little bit of getting used to, because you set it down behind the ball and it's a little bit odd.
It's something different, isn't it? Yeah, you mentioned that.
The feel out the middle, it's just so solid, and you hit one, you think, oh, I've hit that out the heel, and you look and see the numbers and you think, actually, I can live with that.
It's a fair way found, and you move on.
Yeah. So you know, it does what it says it's supposed to do, which is always really nice. Which is always really nice to see, because there's a lot of marketing stuff around golf clubs, and you know, it does this and it does that, and this is supposed to be a forgiving driver. I can vouch for that forgiveness, because I don't hit it out the middle too often. So yeah, I'll be torn. You know, I'll be very tempted to put that in the bag, mainly for that reason, because I think my miss with it isn't going to be that bad.
Great stuff. Well, brilliant. You can't back it up any more than that. Okay, that's all from the Golf Shack. Thank you, James Savage, for heading down today. Look out for our next video where we're comparing the Great Big Bertha against the Fusion, and we'll hopefully see you soon.